What up, everybody? Big Herc 916 getting down with Fresh Out. You tuned into another dope episode. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the channel, and go to freshoutseries.com and pick you up some merch or grab your bar of soap and wash your ass. Akiem, we were just talking about the tax situation and people taking advantage of the tax code to minimize their tax liability. But that was leading into what I want to talk about right now with how a lot of these economic sanctions on Russia have backfired. And it actually created opportunity for Russia in a sense where they're like, okay, well then, you know what, we're going to step out of our comfort zone and go holler at the Saudis. We're going to go holler at the Chinese. We're going to go holler at Brazil, South Africa, and we're going to come up with a BRIC. We're going to create our own currency. We're going to go ahead and start trading petro in our currency of our country and start doing business in other places that we hadn't initially done business at. How do you see this playing out, and what do you see in the future as far as the American economy and trying to reestablish itself as an economic superpower? Because when Nixon took us off the gold and silver standard, that pretty much created the only substance left, which was our currency being traded for oil, that conversion for purchase. But now it seems like the Saudis' relationship with the United States is so bad. They're like, you know what, we can deal with other people directly. And now they're going a different direction. What's your whole take on all that?
I say American dollar's done. And you knew it was done because a lot of people in the know already was not dealing with the American dollar. They were getting rid of it and either trading it for gold, silver, and other currencies or other assets. Mm-hmm. Instead of holding the dollar, they're holding assets, right? The worst thing you can have is a whole bunch of money in the bank right now. Because one day you can go there and you can't touch it.
Well, I was talking with somebody, they lost like $250,000 or $500,000 of their 401k, and I told them, I said, man, you'd have been better off buying some artwork that would appreciate it, because they're like, well,
people, they manipulate that so bad.
Yeah.
They look at, see, the big banks, 401k is, to me, one of the biggest scams they got going. Because they get you to give up your money and tell you can't take it out and be penalized. It's your money now. You'll be penalized if you take it out early, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't touch it until you retire. Now, what are they doing with all this money while it's sitting in the bank?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're making money off your money. Yeah, and giving you a little interest. And then what they do is they manipulate the stock market, make it crash so your portfolio goes down. So basically, all you really get out of it when you really look at it for what it is the money you actually put in it.
That's all you're left with.
That's all you're left with. Yeah. They do this. You notice that periodically? Market go up, go down, go up. For what? And they create, this is happening over here. This is happening
over here.
Somebody got over here and said this. Gaddafi this and this and that. It's always something to push it, to keep it from, because right now a lot of them baby boomers is ready to collect their money. This is why we have all this craziness going on.
Yeah, it's about that
and they don't have the money to give them.
Yeah, that's right. So we need another distraction.
Right. See, and back to the petrodollar. My opinion, this is a country that will go down fighting. Meaning, before they let us really collapse that dollar, they'll start a war. Mouth of words. World War III.
Yeah.
And they're preparing for it.
Yeah.
They will not, listen, they gotta be the front runner. They became the front runner when they created the petrodollar, saying, okay, in order to buy oil, you got to use U.S. dollars to buy it. That's why it's called the petrodollar, right? So now, since all that, they knew that wasn't sustainable, right? It wasn't going to last.
No, not long term.
So I believe they already got a plan in place. Yeah. So when they get to the point where our dollar is no longer good, they'll have something already in place that we just transition to.
The Fed now?
And if they can't transition, Fed now, which is digital currency, and like okay, the Bitcoin thing, right?
Well, they try
I
to
believe
crush
that's
that.
the new US dollar, if you ask me.
Well, I think the whole Bitcoin, when it was about 60,000 and they said it was going to hit like 1 million, they had to crush those people real quick to get them out the way, shift that wealth back. Because literally, people think, like even the Federal Reserve, it's not federal. It's a private banking families. So all this stuff.
The Federal Reserve is just the name of a corporation.
That's it. That's the name of a corporation. But most people don't even know that. So when they talk about like, what we're paying into and these institutions, they have no clue what these institutions are, and really we're just the muscle behind all these people, and we're the instrument in order to kind of corral all the other countries into one system. And so when you start seeing people fragmenting off, every time it's like something wrong. Get back over here. We keep everybody together, but people now are starting to like, with information became more surveillance, but at the same time more freedom, and people are seeing stuff like, hold on, we're not really with all this. And I think like the antithesis is when you have something you think is this all one way, there's always something that's opposing. And even though we see a lot of crazy stuff and we think like the media is all one, there's other people who don't really agree with all this shit. Not everybody agrees with all this stuff going on. And that's what they want you to believe, is that everybody's on board. Not everybody's on board. There's a lot of people that's not on board. Like I said, we've seen it through the leak in the Pentagon. There's a lot of stuff they're lying to us about that they don't want us to know about, that everybody doesn't agree.
This economy been in trouble for a long time. It's hanging on by a thread. All they're doing is print money. I mean, it's backed by nothing. So, like I said, before they really let it go bad, because imagine if our whole economy collapsed, what would happen out there? Know what would have happened? All those feminists will become feminine all of a sudden. Because now they're going to need a big, strong man to protect them.
That's right.
Okay? They'll switch sides all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, I need bump feminism.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're going to need that protection. But I believe it ain't gonna go that far. Like, I don't believe that we'll go down. I think either they'll do the Fed now switch. You have such a transition you won't even see. It'll make everything digital, where you can't, dollars become illegal. No cash. Stores are not even accepting it.
I think that'd be like a soft program. But I always think that on the same time, while you have that, you're gonna have people on another side, the bartering, and they're like, they're going to be thriving because they're not going to accept that. See, there's always going to be two sides, like almost like, remember the first Matrix where people are dealing in coins and go and see, which is not like there's no transaction. Where like, this transaction, but hey man, I want to run my business like this. So it's just going to create another market for every, like you said, for every what appears to be a downfall, there's an opportunity. Right. And if you can see that,
you'll win.
Yes.
See, what happens is the survival of the fittest, or the survival of the smart.
The smartest people foresight.
Yeah. And okay, I'm on this side. That's all you gotta do, is be on the right side of the collapse.
That's right.
And you'll be fine.
That's right.
But there's some people who have no idea what to do. All of those people that they give all the government handouts, I feel sorry for them.
Well, those are all the people who are, like you said, the batteries that fuel the system. Because, see, typically the average person is so overwhelmed with life. And you have, 2 days off a week? You have 1 day to really sit back, and then the second day you're getting ready for work again. When do you have time to really observe and to have a quiet time? That's what COVID did. You know what I mean?
COVID shut that down. And then people snapped out of the program and woke up and said, wait a minute, this is what I thought I should be doing. It's not what I really want to do. So they became aware of their power. A lot of people who were smart became aware.
That's a good point. But it made people aware. What it also did is it made these media like, dude, we got to now start trying to control. Because everybody was communicating. And you remember there was a lot of things being out that was like, wow. And then the censorship came in. Mm-hmm. Then they shut all that shit back down again, tried to make it seem like there's only one opinion.
Right.
Because like you said, during COVID, people were like...
Even that didn't work.
No.
I mean, it
got exposed even with the Twitter files. I mean, But yeah, it did open up a lot of things. And, I was just watching an interview with Elon, and I don't know if you've seen it with the guy from BBC, and he's like, it's been said there's more hate speech and stuff now since you took it. He said, send me an example. Well, I haven't used it in 3 weeks, and I haven't seen. He said, no, show me an. You're saying this. Well, that's what studies. What's that? You show me. Where has it shown? Show me an example. They couldn't. They just make up shit.
They just make up
The left
say.
makes up shit. Just
and
pulls it out of their ass.
People who talk about Trump and how bad he is, he's a criminal, he's this and that. And then the first thing I ask him, okay, where'd you get that information from? Well, they said that. Okay, well, show me the proof that what they say is the truth.
There is no proof.
There is none. They're like, okay, you don't know. I don't know Trump. I've never met him. So I mean, I can't just get my opinion because the news says this is who this guy is. All I know is he's supposed to be one of them, but they're trying to crucify this man every chance they get. So that tells me
there's something going on. I mean, it's overzealous.
They treat him like a brother. They do a brother.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you won't get nothing. I mean, dude, he's been beat 2 impeachments, multiple competency hearings. You couldn't even do nothing.
Right.
I mean, you gave this dude, and then even out of all, you're still talking about him.
What they did to Trump is on the level they did the likes of Bill Cosby, R. Kelly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Got it. Multiple indictments of an ex-president.
Yeah.
When we know white supremacy or white power, the white power status, they protect that at all costs, no matter what they do. But they going after him.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's over the top. Definite agenda here.
Yeah. It's something. It doesn't really add up, and I always say that
because they know he'll get reelected.
And the thing is, it's both sides that don't want him in. Can we start draining the swamp? Type of stuff comes out.
All the crooks all of them. Because I mean, if there's a statistic out there that said a lot of people in Congress got criminal records or got pending charges against them. So we got the government who claim to be about justice, and they got issues just like everybody else. So it's a game.
Well, even when I seen the raid on Mar-a-Lago, and then they turn around and find documents in the garage, right? Open the same. Dude, it doesn't even make sense, man. I mean,
what's true and what's not. You don't know what they're planning and what they're not planning. All I know is when I see them going after a white guy as hard as they going at him, like they going after a brother, then there's something they don't want him to have.
There's a big reason behind it.
Right.
That they're not telling us.
But when so much stuff goes on, okay, Hunter Biden, what about him? What's going on with him? Right? But you trying to overlook that. They talk about that a little bit and move on. You see? There's so much other things going on, criminal activity going on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. We got all these drugs, opioids, all this coming into the country, people selling it. Well, you think poor folks bring that in?
Well, like you said, the whole fentanyl thing, I mean, I haven't even seen, remember how many times they talked about Trump not going to the border? Mm-hmm. I haven't even seen nothing going, dude, it's so crazy. Every time I see something, they bust enough fentanyl to kill each city every day.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
But how is it, okay, in order for on that level, for it to take place, you have to have some type of law enforcement involvement to let it go through. Okay?
Oh, man, it's just crazy.
And think about it. If we got rid of all the crime, let's just say drugs. We got rid of all the drugs, now when people would be out of a job. It's good for the economy. It's good for working.
You're right. Well, I was just watching.
Criminal activity is good for business. Let's put it like that.
They were saying in California, right? Akiem, they spent $6.5 billion on the homeless. Mm-hmm. $6.5 billion. Now, the guy that said this, I want to say, I can't remember if it was the sheriff of Los Angeles or it was somebody involved in law enforcement. They said, look, if we got rid of homeless, think about how many people are making money off the $6.5 billion, how many jobs. All those 501c, all those organizations, they no longer exist. So it's money to be made off of homeless and people on the streets. They don't want to get rid of this shit, man.
No, they don't want to get rid of drugs. They don't want to get homeless. They don't want to get none of our problems because it's good for business. It employs people. How many police people have jobs because of crime?
Well, actually, no. They got rid of a lot of police. So now we got minimal police, multiple crime. So half the time, so when you talking about, like you said, the police, half the time you call them like, dude, we can't. My buddy had he had a friend that went to Oakland, got robbed for his wife. A woman got robbed of her purse. Called the cops and like, dude, we don't have time. We can't even do nothing about it. Thanks for reporting it. That's it. They can't even touch on this stuff because they didn't even have enough people But yet people are saying, oh, crime, they act like crime don't exist. It's out of control, man. It's literally, you know what I mean? They can't make all the calls now. You call somebody, it's like, well, okay, Akiem, yes. All right, sir, what do you want us to do? Thanks for reporting it.
Yeah. They don't care.
It's already done. You got robbed, your car got broken into, we can't even come down here.
Basically, you got to protect yourself.
And then they don't want you to have that.
Yeah, that's
then they don't want you to have that.
That's another thing. They trying to limit our access to protection. The school shooters, if they want to stop school shooters, they can. They can do it. But they try to pretend they care about these kids.
Dude,
they don't, because if they really wanted to stop school shooters, when I was growing up and going to high school, we had metal detectors at my high school.
Well, even in the last school shooting in Nashville, they shot through the secure door, walked through there, but it was a soft target. Like they said, you put these retired military or retired people in front of there with a gun. See, a person's not going to try. If they can get shot back at, they're going to think twice.
Right.
When you go to a government building, right? When you go down to the government, do they have police out there? Have you ever seen somebody try to go in there and shoot that place up?
Because they protect that.
Because you're going to get.
But then they don't do that for the school.
Exactly. Now at the Jewish synagogue, they have private security.
Right.
But if you roll up in your little car and start pulling out guns, and you walk up and you see a guy standing there with a gun, maybe with another guy, you're going to leave.
Think about it.
You're going to think about it.
They have a resource officer that sits in the office.
Or somebody rides around in one of those golf carts.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if they really wanted to stop, all you got to do is put, like you said, someone armed right there, have an armed presence, but then you have the certain people, well, I don't want my kids looking at that and all that. But wait a minute, when these kids go home, they're playing all type of crazy video games that got military, Call of Duty and stuff like that, war games. So let's not get on that one. If they really want to stop it, they can put stuff in place that can keep the people from walking into that school. But they haven't changed the thing.
No, and it's mental. And the whole thing is, you want me to be totally helpless. You want everybody to be helpless. Oh, they're coming. Oh my God, they're in the house. Oh, please. Oh, no, don't.
And I grew up in New York.
On, man.
I grew up in Bed-Stuy.
Come on, man.
So if where guns were illegal, it didn't stop me from hearing shootouts.
Man, it doesn't stop shit. It's a mentality. The gun is idle.
Right.
Their gun does not move. It doesn't have feet.
My point is, they're still able to get the guns.
Yes.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
You could ban guns, take guns. If a guy wants to get a gun, he don't care about what the consequences of getting that gun. He's going to get it.
Well,
and the people that's getting the people that are doing the shooting are the people that are able to go get it, and then they're using it at the school.
Yeah.
But see, that's the picture they want to paint. That is the people that can lawfully go get it, who don't have a history of this, and they're the ones going into the schools and shooting up. That's their way of segueing into getting the regular people unarmed.
Yes.
The real reason why they don't want people armed, the real reason, because this country got more guns than most countries. And if the government came against the people, the regular people got more guns than them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're not going to be a walk in the park.
It sure ain't. It's not going to be. It's going to be a nightmare for them.
Yeah.
To try to, because if they could have done it, they'd have done it already.
Yeah, it's.
And the thing about it, the government trained all of them. All of them ex-military. Right. The government trained their own opposition.
That's why when I hear people like Greg Popovich, the coach, oh my God, the Second Amendment needs to be it's outdated. Outdated.
They made that provision in the Constitution because the government was the problem before. Why would you put it in there if it wasn't?
Because they know what could happen when you don't. Exactly.
We've been down that road before.
Exactly.
No, we're going to protect. We're going to arm our citizens, allow them to be armed, so that when we get some crazy kook in there who think he can just do what he wants, he can be put in check.
That's right.
That's what they call balance of power. See, each state can have. You can create a militia legally.
That's right. Well, see, the people over here, left, they don't even understand that. Where you talk about protecting, you have a right. You know what I mean? It's malicious intent.
And then they create a statute, so if you get in trouble, felony, you can't have a weapon.
That's right.
See, that's how they disarmed us, through the legal system. To push them all into prison where they can get those
and come
stripes,
out and can't get one.
and now they can't get a weapon.
Yeah.
You see? But this way, you just get your gun trust.
Mm-hmm.
Let the trust own.
That's right. That's right.
But, when it comes to guns and all of that, I believe everybody should have them for protection.
No, I believe so too. I mean,
man, woman, child need to have their protection.
I would never want to put somebody be in a helpless situation like that, waiting for somebody to come and try to save me or my family, knowing that you're dealing with somebody who's a sociopath. At the end of the day.
Think about if you train your kid to use a weapon properly. He's
Yeah.
properly trained, and then somebody trying to snatch him.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Come on. The thing is, they taught us that training our children, especially us, was a bad thing. How to use weapons, all violence, Jesus this, he's going to do all this protection. What I say to that is, all this crazy stuff been going on for hundreds of years, and I ain't seen nobody come back and save nobody yet.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I hear you saying it in church,
yeah.
that it's going to come. But in the meantime, people are dying. Children are being molested by the same church that's supposed to be protecting them. So whose job is it to protect? Ours. Because no one has shown me any proof of any benevolent being coming back and fixing none of this.
Got to fix it ourselves, man.
It's our job. Yeah.
There you have it. Big Herc 916, fresh out, getting down with Akiem. You tired of smelling like stanky butt, funky armpits? Wash your ass. Go to freshoutseries.com and pick you up a bar of soap.